The New Republic has begun what will set the tone for the future of the galaxy. They have arrested Darth Vader after Luke Skywalker had brought him down from the destruction of the Death Star. Much to his protest, Luke has willed himself through the unfair treatment of Anakin Skywalker, and now the entire galaxy waits to see what will become of him. People from planets ravaged by the Empire, people who supported the cause of the rebellion, and those who wished to see the creation of a new republic have flown to Chandrila for the landmark trial. Luke Skywalker has come up with a plan to make the New Republic listen to his case to stave off the trial and allow Anakin Skywalker to live his days in peace. He's asked his sister, Leia Organa, to reveal to the leaders of the New Republic that Vader is her father. After feeling a complete shock to the idea, the brother and sister were separated once the trial was set to begin. Luke found his seat and found himself in the company of Commander Rex and Ahsoka Tano, who were already reminiscing about their past few years. Luke, who hadn't known of the history between the two, was surprised to see them getting along so well. Commander Rex, Ahsoka Tano, you two know each other already? Me and Ahsoka have fought alongside each other since the Clone Wars. If there's a familiar face to me around any of this mess, it's hers. But how are you holding up, Commander Skywalker? Rex knew that Luke wasn't the biggest fan of everything that was transpiring, and that was an understatement. Luke told the pair of how he felt like his father was suffering through it all. Ahsoka, however, felt completely different. She told him that she remembers back during the early days of the Empire. She would find the time to reach out and see if she could feel the presence of her former master, and she always felt nothing. Then when she saw him as Vader, all she felt was pain, anger, and suffering. However, she can feel his presence again, and she feels nothing but peace and purpose. Ahsoka didn't want to see Anakin go through what was happening, but she knew that he wasn't suffering as terribly as Luke thought. As Luke took his seat, Vader was brought to the center of a large gathering hall, a chamber, where the New Republic leaders could look at him directly. Among this group was Leia Organa. Sitting beside her was a dear friend and Admiral Akbar. The Mon Cala had been something of a confidant for Leia during her time with the rebellion. She felt it was time to return to that relationship with Akbar before the trial officially began. I can't help but feel like we're doing something wrong. Leia kept looking towards her father as Akbar turned to acknowledge her statement. Why do you feel such a way? Akbar initially thought that Leia had no problems with what was occurring today, and believed that Leia was only thinking aloud. After taking a moment to look at her demeanor, he knew that something changed within the young woman. Leia's mind was racing with the idea that Luke had presented to her. She looked around the building to see if she could spot her brother in the sea of people, but her failed attempt to do so only made her more anxious. She thought briefly if there was a way to help her father, but keep her reputation safe, and her plan involved the Admiral. She knew that Akbar participated in the Clone Wars when the conflict found its way to Mon Calamari. She decided that she would reveal Vader's identity to her old friend. Darth Vader. He's not who we make him out to be. He's a man that you may know very well. Akbar told Leia that he doesn't know anybody who would be capable of doing the things that Vader had done, but Leia informs him that not everybody does things willingly. Akbar doesn't seem to understand what she means by this, so she just decides to say it. Darth Vader is Anakin Skywalker. You might not know this, but it's the truth. Akbar thought back to how he fought alongside Anakin during the days of the Clone Wars. He had always known that Jedi had a heart that burned for freedom. Hearing that Anakin's heart was corrupted to a point where he would become a monster feared from the core worlds to the outer rim was almost unbelievable. But Leia wouldn't say something like this if she didn't believe that there was something that had changed within the man. If she sees a problem with the treatment of the Dark Lord, then maybe someone needs to do something about it. A figure marched to the podium that stood before Vader and called out the official proceeding. Attention, attention. We are all gathered here today to witness the trial of Darth Vader. Vader has been a symbol of fear for the better part of 20 years. Today marks the end of such fear. The charges that have been brought upon him include spreading of imperial propaganda, mass genocide, illegal slavery, and 1 million plus counts of murder against the innocent people of the galaxy. If there stands anyone who would boast against this trial amongst our leaders, make your case now. The entire chamber fell silent until a raspy voice gave his vote. It was Admiral Ackbar that raised his hand, and murmurs soon followed. Luke, sitting in his seat next to Rex and Ahsoka, couldn't believe what was happening. He assumed that Leia told Ackbar the truth, which was true, but it wasn't the truth he expected. Mon Mothma signaled for the announcer to step towards them. She informed him to announce a recess so that the leaders could discuss. Once they were all in private, Mothma immediately asked for an explanation into what changed his mind. Ackbar told her what he thought. What they were doing was wrong. He told her that before they knew Vader as the Emperor's puppet, he was Anakin Skywalker, the hero of the Republic. He helped so many people throughout the galaxy and told everyone how manipulative the former Emperor was during his life. He did in fact take control of the galaxy from under their noses. Mon Mothma expressed her share of sympathy and understanding, but simply letting Vader off the hook for his crimes against the entire galaxy while they watched would send the wrong message. It would make it seem as though the Empire would simply get a smack on the wrist for all of the destruction it caused. Leia then chimed in before their discussion turned into something more. Anakin, has put us through a lot in his life, but he was willing to give up his for Luke. I think we should ask him what he wants to be done, and by we, I mean Luke. Leia looked around as the Republic leaders debated the suggestion. Mothma decided that the idea was the best suggestion they had, and quite frankly the only one, and approved. Leia ran to find her brother, and the news was the best she delivered him in months. Vader had been brought back to a temporary holding cell, one that was secluded and private, as Luke stepped inside the room. The breathing that once felt frightening had lost that quality. Father, I'm sorry. I've done so much to help you, but none of it was worth it. But we're here now, and the leaders of the New Republic don't know what to do, so they let me come ask you. What do you want to happen?
Everything I did, I am responsible for. Saving one life doesn't make up for the millions that I ended. I deserve to die, and I am ready.
Luke hanged his head low as he exited the room and found the leaders of the New Republic. He told them of his father's choice, and it almost broke him to do so. He found that he didn't have the strength to watch the official verdict, and stepped outside to find peace in it all. He stood watching the sunset on Trandrilla, and was moved by a voice calling him. It was Ahsoka Tano who told Luke that he must honor the legacy of his father by creating a new Jedi Order. One that doesn't leave them as blind as the Jedi of old. One that allows more freedom and allows them to live a better life. Luke took a moment to think about the idea and agreed on one condition. Ahsoka must help as well. This was the final edition of What If Darth Vader Didn't Die in the Return of the Jedi series. If you didn't see any of the other editions, check the link in the description below. And once again, I would like to thank Lord Doggo for the great suggestion. And stay tuned for the next What If series in the future. As always, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button and share with your friends to get them in on the conversation. If you haven't, please subscribe to the Marauders Guild and ring the bell to be notified about whenever we upload. Until the next time, may the force of others be with you.